Jose Rodrigo Arechiga Gamboa, aka El Chino Antrax, one of the main hitmen of capo Ismael Zambada Garcia, will finish his prison term in April 2021, while the capo's son, Vicente Zambada Niebla, aka El Vicentillo, is expected to leave jail on 2024 after an only 15-year sentence, thanks to valuable information he provided about the activities of different capos of the Sinaloa Cartel, including Joaquin Guzman Loera, El Chapo. At the same time that both El Vicentillo and El Chino Antrax have a defined road regarding their prison terms, the extradition process of Ismael Zambada Imperial, aka El Mayito Gordo, has been accelerating since he was detained at his mother's home in the small rural community of El Ranchito de los Burgos in November 2014. Last December 20th, Zambada Imperial was brought after a federal court at San Diego, California, where he pleaded not guilty at all charges against him. El Rey Zambadas served as the most relevant witness in the trial against El Chapo Guzman at Brooklyn's federal court, and not only that, but his testimony was used as a base for Justice Department investigation that resulted in the arrest of Genaro Garcia Luna, former public security secretary during the President Felipe Calderón's term, and head of the federal investigation agency under the President Vicente Fox. Zambada Garcia, El Mayo's younger brother, testified in November 2018 during El Chapo's trial that he personally handed bribes for several $million inside a piece of luggage to Garcia Luna. After 5 years and a month in prison, Ismael Zambada Imperial was transferred to San Diego. But now, his term got shorter, even shorter than the 7-year term given to his hitman, El Chino Antrax. Now, El Mayito Gordo will be leaving his cell about the same time than his brother Vicentillo at the latest. In Mexico, the son of El Mayo hasn't been accused of any more crimes. After researching on judiciary files, he was not accused for organized crime and neither for operation using illegal funds. When he was arrested at the small community of Palos Verdes, after escaping from the siege by Navy troops on the morning of November 11, 2014. He had no drugs on him. Even the twins Margarito and Pedro Flores, witnesses during El Chapo's trial and partners of Sinaloa Cartel in Chicago, declared that El Mayo wanted his two sons would learn the trade to leave business in their hands. That is why he sent them to negotiate shipments with the Chicago cell of the cartel. Releasing of Vicentillo is programmed for 2024, although journalist Anabel Hernandez, author of the recently published book El Traidor, Diario Secreto del Hijo del Mayo, considers that Zambada Niebla could leave jail on an early release because of good behavior while in prison. On its own trial, El Chino Antrax commented during the trial, in which he was sentenced to 7 years and 3 months in prison, that he would leave organized crime, and his dream, once recovering his freedom, was to get into real estate business and interior decoration. While the Guzman faction received a severe blow when El Chapo was sentenced to life in prison, El Mayo Zambada already had suffered the arrest and extradition of several collaborators, including 3 of his sons. During the trial carried out at the old borough of Brooklyn, New York, El Chapo's defense recorded to the strategy of trying to make El Mayo appear as the only and indisputable boss of Sinaloa's cartel, while Guzman was a subordinate that only followed his orders, argument that resulted unsuccessful when it was proved that El Chapo was in control of its own operations. Recently, an alleged internal fight between 2 groups of Sinaloa's cartel thugs, specifically between top hitman for Ivan Archibaldo Guzman Salazar, aka El Chapito, and security chief of Zambada's faction, known as El Ruso, turned on red lights on both fractions. Since the start of President Andrés Manuel López Obrador administration, with his strategy of hugs, not bullets, and fighting organized crime and violence with social assistance programs, operatives and investigations against El Mayo and his people seem to have been suspended. But it's not the same regarding Los Chapitos, who were in the middle of one of the most spectacular shootings broadcasted while it was actually happening and resulting in a hard setback against AMLO's government.